We all know by now you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat, but if it was really that simple, everyone would be in shape and there wouldn't be fat people. The truth is your calorie deficit will never work until you fix a few crucial mistakes that most guys overlook. I know this myself because back when I looked like this, I thought I was doing everything right. I was eating less, training 4 times a week, getting my cardio in, but I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. And it wasn't until I fixed these mistakes that I saw those results and lost 70 pounds of fat. So in this video, I'm going to show you those mistakes that stop most guys from seeing the result that they want. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to fix them so your calorie deficit actually starts to work. The first mistake is cutting your calories too much, too fast. What you need to understand is the problem with trying to lose fat as fast as possible is that you burn out way before you get to the finish line. When I was 248 pounds, I wanted to lose my fat as fast as I possibly could. So I decided it would be a good idea to eat as little as I possibly can. I worked on my maintenance calories was around 3,200. So I said, okay, if I eat 1,200 calories a day, that means I'll lose around 4 pounds of fat per week. After 9 days, I lost the 4 pounds, but I can remember stepping on the scale and I had no emotion towards the number because I had no energy and I was completely drained. And I'm sure, as you can imagine, that wasn't sustainable at all. And eventually I cracked and put every pound that I had lost back on. When you're in such a large calorie deficit, your body adapts. You get hungry all the time, which makes it way more likely for you to binge and erase all your progress, and you'll destroy your metabolism. So any weight you do lose will be incredibly hard to keep off. On top of that, even if you manage to stick to it for a long period of time, when you're in such a large calorie deficit, your body doesn't burn just fat, it burns both fat and muscle, so you're going to end up looking like a soft, flabby bag of bones. Losing fat in a sustainable way as to where you're going to keep it off for the rest of your life requires patience. You didn't get fat overnight, so why are you expecting to get lean overnight? You can't just click your fingers, it doesn't work like that. When you're first starting out, you should go over a moderate calorie deficit. And to work out what a moderate calorie deficit is for you, simply times your body weight in pounds by 12. So if you're 240 pounds, for example, your moderate calorie deficit would be 2,900 calories per day. That's enough for you to lose fat, but it's also going to keep you sane. The largest deficit I would ever advise anyone to adhere to is a 1,000 calorie daily deficit. That's enough for you to lose 2 pounds of fat per week, which over a 12-week period is 24 pounds of fat. That's a lot of fat. You should think about fat loss like digging a hole. If you dig too fast and too aggressively, the walls cave in before you manage to finish. But if you dig slow and methodically, you're going to get to where you want to get. Look, I get that losing fat as fast as possible is sexy. I used to be that guy. But what changed my life is realizing that if I take a patient approach, I can get as lean as I want to. And if you want my help losing fat and building a body that you're proud to look at in the mirror in just 4 hours a week, simply click the first link in the description and book a call with me. The second mistake, and the one that most people make, is guessing your calorie intake and not tracking. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of DMs I get from guys saying, oh, I'm in a calorie deficit, but I'm not losing fat. And then they proceed to tell me they're not tracking their calories. It genuinely pisses me off. Just listen to me for a second. You have to track your fucking calories. When you are overweight, you have absolutely no idea what is in the food and the drink you consume. That is part of the reason why you're fat. There are hidden calories everywhere. Smoothies contain 400 to 500 calories. That handful of nuts is 200 calories. That healthy salad dressing, 250 calories. Add 3 or 4 of those up over a day, and that's 1,000 calories you haven't even realized you've consumed, and suddenly you're at maintenance or even in a surplus. Not so long ago, I did a poll on my Instagram where I got my followers to guess how many calories were in specific meals. The average person underestimated how many calories are in those meals by 40%. 40 fucking percent. That's like thinking you're eating 2,000 calories when actually you're eating 2,800 calories, and that's the difference between losing fat and gaining fat. I will never forget the first day I decided to actually track my calories. It was a Thursday, I ate exactly how I normally was, and bear in mind at this point I was actively trying to lose weight. By the end of the day, I realized that I was eating 3,400 calories. 1,000 calories over what I thought I was eating completely unknowingly, so of course I wasn't losing fat. Now look, I'm not saying you need to track every single morsel you eat for the rest of your life. That's not sustainable, nor is it necessary. But if you're actually serious about losing fat, you have to track what you're consuming for a minimum of 2 to 3 months so that you can build up that food awareness. Use MyFitnessPal and simply weigh your food and log it. It's really easy, and over time you will build up a calorie laser vision where you just know what is in the food you're eating. Think of it like learning to drive. At the start you need someone to guide you, but after you've practiced for a while, it becomes second nature. It's the same with tracking your calories. After a while, you can look at a plate of food and just roughly know how many calories it contains without using any tracking apps or scale. At the end of the day, tracking your calories is a small price to pay to get a great body. You can either track your calories for 10 to 15 minutes a day or spend the rest of your life in a body that you hate. The choice is yours. The third mistake is ignoring protein and weight training. A lot of people see a calorie deficit as some magic solution and a ticket to their dream body. And whilst yes, you have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose fat, if that's all you're doing, you aren't just going to lose fat. You're going to lose fat and muscle, and you're going to end up skinny fat. When you cut your calories and just focus on cardio, of course the scale is going to go down, but you're going to look the same. You're just going to shrink. You're going to end up with narrow shoulders, skinny arms, a flat chest, and a small belly and love handles. Weight training and protein intake are the missing pieces that will allow you to make a transformation like this. Your body will look for fuel to make up for the energy deficit you have created. If you are weight training, your body will recognize that your muscle tissue is needed, and if you eat enough protein, your body will have the building blocks it needs to repair and protect that muscle. So your body will then use fat stores as fuel. As long as you're eating 1 gram of protein per pound of your desired body weight, your body will have all the protein that it needs. And to make it easy for yourself, think about it this way. Let's say you want to be 180 pounds and you usually eat 4 meals a day. Simply divide 180 by 4, which is 45. So then you need to eat 45 grams of protein at each meal. The best way to do this is to build each of your meals around a high source of protein. For breakfast, it could be Greek yogurt or eggs. And then for the rest of your meals, think chicken, beef, fish, etc. And if you're struggling to get that protein in during your regular meals, fill in the gaps with protein bars and protein shakes. But even if you are eating enough protein, you still need to weight train. Lifting weights is the only way of sending that signal to your body that you need your muscle, and it prioritizes fat burn. That is how you are going to get a lean, athletic, and powerful looking body. And with the gym, you should be doing 3 to 4 1-hour sessions per week and stick to the basics and train to get stronger. If you are always striving to lift more and do more every single session, there is no possible way you aren't going to grow. Guys' bodies stay the same when they lift the same weight over and over again. Fucking push yourself. You are in there for an hour, no distractions, and give your body a reason to adapt. That's the exact reason I managed to build 8 pounds of muscle whilst losing 70 pounds of fat. I ate enough protein and I pushed myself every single fucking time I went to the gym. I progressively overloaded and I tried to get stronger. I pushed myself. That's what you have to do. Just make that promise to yourself that you will never leave the gym as a loser, and you will push yourself to get stronger every single time you step foot through those doors, and you will get the results that you want. The fourth mistake is not adjusting your deficit when fat loss slows or stops. When you've lost weight, your body naturally burns fewer calories. The deficit that you ate at 250 pounds isn't going to help you lose weight at 220 pounds necessarily. A lot of guys hit this wall, see that they're making no progress, and instead of making adjustments, they decide to throw in the towel and quit. Fat loss is never a straight line. Sometimes your body just needs that little nudge to get things going again, and you have 2 options here. Firstly, you can simply drop your calorie intake by 100 calories a day and do that every single week until you are again losing your desired amount of weight per day. Alternatively, you can walk an extra 2,000 steps a day, which is going to burn around 80 to 100 calories. That way you do not have to eat less, but again, keep adjusting this until you see the desired weight drops again. 99% of the time, those 2 tweaks will get you out of stagnation, so don't throw away all your progress, just make one of those tweaks and you'll be back on track. Throughout my journey of losing 70 pounds, I hit 3 of those walls, and what did I do? I made the adjustments necessary and I started losing fat again. That's the difference between the men who are in great shape and the men who give up halfway through. No one ever said fat loss is going to be easy. It's simple, yes, but it's not easy. Just be stoic towards it and hold no emotion towards your fat loss. And in a certain way, try and see it from a chef's perspective. If you were making a soup and halfway through you realized it needed more salt, you wouldn't just throw it away, you would add more salt. So treat your fat loss the same way. And look, if you want my help, where we will work together through every step of the way so that you can lose fat, build muscle, and reclaim both your energy and your confidence, simply click the first link in the description and book a call. Other than that, I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one.